also justify this point that it is from a kind of, not from a mind of a lover, but from the mind of a ambassador, that he is just measuring the percentage or measuring the equation between him or his beloved. So basically, it was a tendency just to prove himself enough that yes, he was the most loyal one, and the beloved, although the beloved was loyal one, and the loyalty of her beloved was not the
doubtful.
Was not the moment of concerning to him. So basically, it is a kind of a concern which he talks about. It is the concern about his own. So when a person is so much within him, he doesn't make a neutral statement or a statement where he can justify the both the sides. But as a lover, he is just justifying his own, and it is a quite fine and it is a quite justifying statement, I will say. So when the beloved is sometimes love him, so basically he also aware about the fact that the love of the beloved was not constant. So he was also within his mind that one or other day the beloved can betray him. So basically it is a kind of awareness which he also had, but as a sensible person, he was not that much ungrateful just to say her beloved a very harshful word and make her cry or make her life hell or something. So this is
however, when the poet feels the pain of separation, understood, when he lost her.
Yes.
Right or not?
Yes, yes.
Am I right or not? However, the poet feels the pain of separation when he has lost her, isn't it? And the poem is outcome of the pain that he experienced due to her absence in his life, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, then what happened? I'm going to the next lines. I loved her and sometimes she loved me too. Through nights like this one, I held her in my arms. Wow! How did the poet express his love for his beloved? Through nights like this one. There were many nights in his life.
Yes.
When his beloved was in his life. So he spent many colorful, beautiful nights, understood, with his beloved, understood. So through nights like this one, I held her in my arms. So what you said is right. Why? Because nature is like it was when the poet had his beloved in his life. Do you get it what I'm saying? So the night has not changed. Who has changed?
The poet and the relationship between the
Yes.
lover.
Yes.
So basically, when the relationship was not reciprocal and the poet was totally aware about all those things, it was the what can I say? It was the liberty the poet also got, that yes, I will do what I have within myself. What is my emotion? Maybe the person on the other side, who also have some little emotions about me, but not that much strong like me. But I will also respect that little emotion, whether it will near future support me or not. So basically, it is a kind of a very mature, the state of maturity what we got from the statements of the poet.
It means he was categorical.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now I want to tell you, through nights like this one, I held her in my arms. I kissed her again and again under the endless sky. What does it mean? The poet says, when his beloved was with him, what did a lover does to his beloved? Natural thing, what? Kissed. He planted lot of kisses, understood? Showered kisses. So he kissed her again and again. Where? Under the endless sky. When the poet was in a relationship, the sky above his head or over his head was endless. Understood? Why was it endless? Because the endlessness that he experienced because of the presence of his beloved in front of him. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Or in his arms. So, with his beloved in his arms, even the sky over his head was endless. Do you get it? It means, what does it depict? His love for him, his love for his beloved was as endless as the sky over his
Yes.
head. Is it clear?
Hmm.
But now what has happened? Now it is not endless. Why? It is because he has lost her. Isn't it?
Hmm.
She loved me sometimes and I loved her too. How could one not have loved her great steel eyes? What does it say? She says she loved me sometimes. Who loved? Who loved him sometimes? She. I have already told you.
Hmm.
When does the word sometimes come?
Yes.
It comes only when the girl was not perfect, as pure, and as perfect as the poet was.
No, I will not say as perfect as the poet, but I will say when the feelings of the god was not that much strong like that of a man. But
Yes, was not like
that
as strong as that of the
that of the
poet.
man. So basically, it was not a very reciprocal relationship they were maintaining. It was a one-sided love.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what.
It was one-sided love. You are great, but the poet had to do it.
Yes.
Actually, many males, I don't know if you believe it or not, there are many people who say life is an adjustment, just adjust. The women's are like that, dubious.
Yes, dubious, but I will say the poet was totally aware about the fact. But if he didn't, he will not say that sometime she also loved me. It means the poet was so much.
Somehow or other was doubtful.
Yes, she was so much intellectual, or you can say so much. What can I say? A very. A very
Does not it?
far-fetched eye that the poet can say that yes, although she doesn't have any kind of strong emotion for him, but he will still continue. It is only because the poet thinks that his feeling can justify, or his feelings can one day change the emotion of the beloved. So basically, the one-sided love or the relationship was not enough to sustain the relationship.
It means this line proves that the poet was aware of the fate of his relationship.
Yes. So
with,
it is a
with
kind
this
of yes.
woman.
So it is a kind of what you said now that every action have a similar kind of reaction.
Has same and equal reaction.
Same and equal kind of reaction. But I will say yes, it also it is totally applicable for any kind of work, or any kind of activity. But I will say love is a kind of emotion. So you cannot force the emotion, or you cannot push the emotion to someone's mind. So basically, the poet, as a person, as a sensible person, is doing what he wants to. He doesn't want to pressurize her beloved just to create their bond, or just to create their bond as much strong he want, or just to give the similar kind of affection, the similar kind of amorous relationship or the love relation what he was giving, and in return he doesn't demand anything. So basically, he as a person, as a lover, was totally demandless, and this is what a lover should be. So basically, I will not say this is the poet only. This is our replica, or this is a kind of a replica of the temple of a true, or so-called, what can I say, so-called a very perfect lover. A definition of perfect lover the poet is depicting about himself.
Okay,
So-
fine. You are great. So I'm repeating the lines. She loved me sometimes and I loved her too. How could one not have loved her great steel eyes? It means she was very beautiful. Her eyes were not only great but they were steel also. It means she was an object of love for the poet, isn't it? And she was an adorable darling. So maybe the poet sensed that she was not going to last in his life, but she did not, he did not do injustice to her as long as she was in his life. Am I right or not? Did the poet do injustice? Even though the poet was quite aware of what she was doing. Understood? Tonight I can write the saddest lines. May I complete this very fast?
Yes, you can.
Tonight I can write the saddest lines. The poet says that tonight he can write the saddest lines. To think that I have not heard. Okay. To think that I do not have heard. Why does the poet? Why can the poet write the saddest lines tonight? He is making another statement. What is he saying? He says, tonight I can write the saddest lines. To think. Why is he writing the saddest lines? To think that I do not have her. It
Yes.
means he is singing the pain of absence of his beloved in his life. So, to think that I do not have her, to feel that I have lost her. And why is he writing? To feel that he has lost her.
There is another kind of thing, you noticed or not, I just noticed that the poet is just making a statement very repetitively that tonight I can write, tonight I can write. I think the poet is making a very major point about the initiative. As a lover or as a poet, he is just appreciating, or we can say he is just highlighting the initiative he was talking about. That tonight I can write. I think more than writing, the initiative, more than the writing,
Initiative taken by him.
more than writing or the component of writing, the initiative, what he took, it became more important and more
Than that of writing.
yes, than that of writing. And I think it is only because that the poet also has some feelings within him, but it is because of the
He could not
roller
put up.
coaster, because of the roller coaster of the emotions which he was going through, he didn't able to, or we can say succeed to express himself from the innermost self of himself. Because I think as a lover, he has a different kind of self, and as a poet, he has a different kind of self. As we knew from the very the intro part that the Pablo Neruda was not necessarily as a love represented himself as a lover, but in a national level he represented himself as an impressionistic, as a secular artist. So as a impressionistic, as a socialist artist. So basically, the Pablo Neruda as an ambassador, the Pablo Neruda as the Pablo Neruda as an ambassador, the Pablo Neruda as one of the great person, that as the Pablo Neruda as one of the reformer, as a different kind of persona. But Pablo Neruda as a lover, as a different kind of persona. So the poetic the poetic essence of Pablo Neruda from the very impressionistic or the naturalistic point of view, it actually obstacles the emotion of the lover Pablo Neruda. So what I got that there is a two kind of persona. One is the lover.
One is that of a poet, another is that of a lover.
That of a lover. So one is just trying to obstacle each other, but at the same time, this is why the Pablo Neruda is saying very repeatedly that there is something in his mind, or there is something in his heart which he can write about, and which it is the most what can I say, highlighted time where he can write from his innermost heart. So I think this is where Pablo Neruda struggles as a.
It means he was pouring out the pains.
Yes, this is where I think Pablo Neruda struggles, and this is why I'm repeatedly saying this.
Yeah. Now, to hear the immense night, still more immense without her. Why has the night become more immense? It is because of her absence.
Yes.
The night is, he has never ever heard. What? The immense night. Now, he is, according to him, it seems as if the night has become more immense without her.
So the without heart is written here.
Yeah.
Without heart, the night is more immense without heart.
To hear the immense night, still more immense without her. Understood?
Yes. So you can see that firstly he said the night is immense, and then he says still more immense without heart. So there is a kind of a hesitation Pablo Neruda feels. That firstly he said the night is immense, and then he said still more immense. So firstly he write down the word that immense, then he said no, his lover instinct says that no, it was more immense without her. So basically the hesitation, the national figure Pablo Neruda.
He was in two minds.
Yes, two minds. The national figure Pablo Neruda, it was beating the lover Pablo Neruda from emotions and from feelings, I would say.
Yes. And the bars fall to the soul like dew on the pasture. And what is happening due to this? The bars falls. You know, bars, the poetry falls. Where does it fall? To the soul. You are right. It touches his soul.
Yes.
Though falls to the soul, how does it fall? They fall like dew
Yes.
to the pasture. Like the dew falls to the pasture, and the poetry falls to the soul of the poet. Isn't it? So may I finish it tonight? You have to give some more time. 10-12 minutes more. Or you want to leave it for next day. The choice is yours. What time is it? What time is it now?
No, you can. It's 7:20.
What time do you feel like going back to your house?
Sleep.
Okay, fine. What does it matter that my love couldn't keep her? It makes no difference. The poet is now saying it. Now he is saying, he is making a diplomatic statement.
Yes.
Like you are saying, what does it matter that my love could not keep her? It means his love was not enough. Whose love?
The beloved loves.
His love for his beloved. Though he says that his love for his beloved was 100%.
Yes.
But now he is saying, what does he say? He says that, what does it matter? It means it makes no difference that my love couldn't keep her.
I think
Even though I tried to keep her in my life, even though I gave my 100%, even though I loved her more than my life, but that was not enough to keep her in my life. And this is the reason
I think
she left me.
This is the very regular tendency of the very highly educated persons, or the persons who were educated properly. I will not say a person who.
But do you think, do you see one thing? The poet is not blaming his beloved.
Yes, this is where I'm coming to the point that yes, what I'm saying that there are many people who are highly educated in our society. They have a kind of a similar kind of tendency that they cannot describe something in a very straightforward way, or they cannot blame someone who is opposite to him or her. It is a natural and normal tendency of the educated persons, because the educated person learn from their very basic knowledge that you have to, in search of the, you have to also fond of the other person's emotions and what they were thinking and what they were so much aware about. You also have to have the knowledge about the emotions of the opposite person or the other person. So basically, here the hesitation lies of the educated, the people from the educated society, that they cannot blame, they cannot put the other person in the blame game. although they can take the responsibility or all the blames within themselves.
It means the educated do not put the blame on others.
Yes, on
They
them-
blame themselves
on themselves.
before they blame others.
Yes, on themselves, but they cannot blame the other person. It is something which the lover can deny, which a lover can deny. But I'm saying that the lover can also have a kind of a negligence about his own work situation, own diplomatic statements. But a person who is a national figure, a person who is well educated, will not justify his fault or will not justify his foolishness or the other person's diplomacy by stating himself or putting himself or herself in a very rubbish or in a very, what can I say, hodgepodge situation or in a very diplomatic situation. Maybe they will try to adjust the situation by saying some diplomatic statements, but they will not put the other person in diplomatic situation. Although there is also a kind of although there is a state of argument which can happen between the two persons. So this is where the greatness of the Pablo Neruda lies, at a poetess, not as a lover, I would say.
Thank you so much. The night is shattered and she is not with me. This is also his pain he is singing. He says that night is shattered, the same thing. It is, the night over your sky must look shattered in absence of your beloved. Isn't it? This is all. In the distance, someone is singing. In the distance. What does it mean? This is also the pathetic situation, the pathetic statement, or this is the state of the mind of the poet he is in. Isn't it? This is all. In the distance, someone is singing. In the distance. My soul is not satisfied that it has lost her. What does it mean? If you have a beloved, if you have a life companion, if someone is your life partner, what is it? According to some, some holy books, the person that you get as your wife, understood, actually was someone from your earlier birth. She is a part of your past life. I don't know whether you believe in rebirth or not.
I don't know, but
Yeah. So it is this life is a meeting of those two souls. There is someone waiting for you. Maybe you deny that there is nobody, I feel lost and lonely. But there is somebody waiting for you. And that fellow has already come. This is the truth. And if you tell me, sir, how can Bijoya Roy become the wife of Satyajit Roy? You can tell me. But yeah, it was.
it was the instinct Satyajit Roy made me feel that they are compatible with each other.
That is
This
what I'm saying.
And this is what it is. I think there is no any kind of justification which can justify the emotion of love in a relationship, because in a relationship, what the Pablo Neruda is saying, although it was not reciprocal, but he was just wanting to be with her, but at the same time he just cannot blame her. So
Relationship, the Satyajit Roy's life shows that relationship knows no boundary,
No boundary.
no race, no
yes,
religion.
even though you are parted together, you are parted, or you are
Maybe someone from inside your own home.
yes, maybe you are parted. from
Love
each other.
knows no.
Boundary, and we can find it in the Alan's own house also.
Yeah, that is right. So, my soul is not satisfied. Why is it not satisfied? It has lost her. My child searches for her as though to go to her. It means the poet is singing the pain he was passing through.
So although he had some urges in his heart, but it was the circumstances for which, or maybe it was because of some circumstances he was able to reach the
Yeah.
person.
He cannot reach out. He cannot go to her.
Hmm.
It is because of the restrictions of the society.
Or maybe Sometime it was not society. Sometime the boundary was or the thin line was drawn by
No,
the
no,
person.
we have raised those lines.
Yes, we have raised those lines. It is
We have
correct.
raised those
It
boundaries.
is correct, but in
Invisible
case of-
boundaries.
Yes, in case yes, you are right. But in case of Pablo Neruda, maybe although he was an ambassador, but he was saying that there was a thin line between the beloved and he. So maybe he was talking about the emotional boundary more than the physical boundary. The emotional boundary, sometimes the other person they put the thin line, it was never be crossed. But at the same time, the initiative of the one person who just wanted to be with him or her, it makes the situation more complicated. What the Pablo Neruda was taking as initiative, I think so.
The life of reality is different from the life of emotion.
Emotion.
The life of reality tells us or restricts us or instructs us to stay within limits. If you cross the lines that you yourself have raised, the boundaries that you yourself have raised around you, you will not be regarded as a
Yes. Social boundary can be crossed.
Understood.
We can see that in Romeo and Juliet, you can see the social boundary can be crossed. But at the same time, the
If you-
emotional boundary, it was put by the individual, it cannot be crossed. Because when the person finds himself as an individual, he will definitely forget himself as a lover.
yes.
Because the individual cannot
Who
support
have
the lover.
who are responsible for the restrictions imposed?
The self,
They themselves.
the self, obviously.
So your own inflicted, things.
Yes, inflicted, obviously. And I will definitely not, what can I say, demean Pablo Neruda's statements, because as a person who was a professional
Actually, he
ambassador,
was speaking the truth. And his words are coming
he had
straight from his
He
heart.
had to roam around the cities and the countries. So basically, it was not possible for him to maintain the reciprocal relationship even. But at the same time, he tried. But you cannot blame the person. See yourself as a soldier who goes for a war or who goes for the protection of the country, but at the same time he doesn't even got the time to make a reciprocal relationship or love relationship between himself and his wife. So basically, it is the situation which was so much responsible for the condition of the soldier, the lacking of the love relation, the love relationship sucks. But at the same time, if there is something in a very kind of little corner in the heart of the person, both the person can stay forever without any kind of physical touch or physical intimacy. So basically, the Pablo Neruda is not justifying himself, but at the same time, the Pablo Neruda is showing a greater love than a very kind of physical love, I will say.
Yes, of course, you are right. Now, so to a lover, the absence of his beloved from his life is very painful, isn't it? He couldn't put off, he couldn't bear with the pain of separation from his wife. So he is singing the sadness, pains of separation in his heart. The poem was a song he was singing due to the absence from his beloved. And he also tried to say that he was not able to bear with the pain of absence, of separation. Understood? Now I want to tell you this one. My heart looks for her. He is not even able to what? Keep himself under control. He cannot.
Put her emotions in check.
Understood? He cannot.
Put his emotion in check.
Understood? So when you cannot keep your emotion in check, what will happen? It will cry for your beloved. So the poet says, my heart looks for her and she is not with me. And she is not with me, it is because of absence.
Yes.
Understood? The same night whitening the same trees. The same night, it seems to the poet as if the night that was a source of happiness in the company of his wife understood, was very beautiful to look at, has changed. What is happening in this night? The same night is whitening. Are you getting me?
Yes.
The same
The
night,
nocturnal beauty of night is fading
he is
away.
absent
Yes, the nocturnal beauty of night is fading away. I think
because of the excessive pain that he cannot stand.
yes.
Understood? So, the same night whitening the same trees. Same trees, the trees that they were surrounded by when they used to sit under the moonlit night sky. Understood? Now, we of that time are no longer the same. We of that time, I and my beloved and I of that time means
When
the couple,
when we are together.
when we were together, that togetherness of that time are no longer the same. Why? Because she has left, his beloved has left the poet, so they are away from each other. Understood? I no longer love her. That is certain. I no longer love her. It is certain. But how I loved her. But how I loved her. What does it mean? When he says, but how I loved her, what does it mean? It means
that
it shows how much the poet loved her. Understood? My voice tried to find the wind to touch her hearing. What does it mean? The poet's cry. The poet wants his cries of pain to reach to her, to his beloved, through the wind that is blowing by him. Understood? He wants, like Kalidas's Sakuntalam. Understood? Abhigyana Shakuntalam. He told the sky, the clouds in the sky.
I think you are talking about Meghdutam.
Meghdutam. He told Meghdutam, right? He told the clouds to
Just to
carry the message.
Yes. Just
To his
be the
beloved.
harbinger, the messenger
Understood?
of
In the same way, the poet feels the wind that is blowing. The wind that is blowing. Understood? He wants the wind to carry the message of sadness to his beloved. Oh my God! Have I given the living example?
Yes.
Okay, fine. My voice tried to find the wind to touch her hearing. Another's. Why does the poet say another's? Though the poet wants his cries of sorrows, his sadness to reach his beloved through the wind that is blowing, understood, by him. But at the same time he says another's. Another's means she has become another person's property. Understood? She will be another's. It means as she has left me, now that she has left me, she has become another's property. Though I should not regard her as property, but this is the impact of the patriarchal society. Understood? We regard our wives, our life companion as our property. Understood? They are always objectified, isn't it? And she will be another's, like my kisses before. Like my kisses before. Why does he say that like his kisses, she will be another's? She was as valuable as what?
Like the kisses.
Understood? That he planted on her cheeks. It means, what does it show?
I think it
How-
actually a very
how-
it's a very actually
How valuable she
I think
was.
it's a very positive connotation he was talking about, that the kisses he considered the kisses
Stand for.
as the valuable asset of his memories. So the memory, it is a very kind of a somber memory he was talking about. It is a very kind of a soft memory and a very tender memory he was talking about. But at the same time, the pain, the melancholy, the lingered with the emotions and the memory, it cannot be justified.
Memory is associated with the kisses.
Yes, it cannot be justified by those kisses, because the kisses which she planted on her cheeks, it was actually can be demeaned physically or literally by the literally by the other person, but the emotion or the but the emotion or the love which he provided to her, it cannot be replaced by the other person's kisses or other person's emotional bonding with her. So basically, he was not just referring about the physical bondage, but the emotional reference which she got from him.
Her voice, her bright body, her infinite eyes. I no longer love her. That is certain. Maybe I love her. What does the poet say? Her voice, her bright body. These are what the poet get reminded of. The poet, when the poet says that her voice, what does it mean? The poet cannot forget what?
The voice.
Her voice. Her bright body. Her bright body. Understood? Her infinite eyes. The eyes were infinite. Do you understand
Yes.
how beautiful she was? I no longer love her. Maybe I don't love her anymore.
Yes, but I would not.
That is certain.
I would not like to make her or put her in shame. But
Maybe in the world of reality.
I will still appreciate the beauty of her, because I will not say that if I am not with her, it doesn't mean that her beauty will fade. It means her beauty will everlasting, and I will definitely praise her beauty for the
Even though she is not
for
with
the
me.
lifelong.
Even though she is not with me.
Yes, even though she is not with me, but I will praise the beauty of her physical beauty or her beauty in a literal sense for the lifelong. So basically, it is a kind of a very positive attitude the poet is talking about, or poet is learning to the people who are, I can say, hustling with the relationship in the modern day
It
status.
means the poet
Is so much far-fetched.
didn't hesitate to speak the truth.
Yes.
He didn't hesitate to admit that maybe she left me. It is because she has left me, she has become ugly. No. She was beautiful and she is still beautiful today in my eyes. Maybe as Allah would have it, she left me.
Yes.
You understand? That is certain. I no longer love her, that is certain. And now the poet says, I no longer love her, that is certain. Maybe in the world of reality, the poet ceased to love, stopped to love her, but
I think
maybe love her. Maybe love her means maybe her love, emotional love is everlasting. Yes.
I think here the greatness of a great poet lies. I will not say this is the greatness of a lover, because a lover wouldn't like to share his beloved with anybody. So basically it is not the tendency of a lover, but the greatness of a poet overcomes the sensibility and the jealousy factors of the lover.
Very good. Here lies the greatness of Pablo Neruda.
Pablo Neruda.
Yes, you are right.
I will not say Pablo Neruda, I will say poet Pablo Neruda.
Poet Pablo Neruda.
Not the lover Pablo Neruda, because
Yes.
a lover would not like to share his girlfriend or his wife or his beloved to the other person. So basically, it is not the tendency of a person. The lover also cries within itself, but the lover doesn't oppose, but he doesn't provides the sufficiency to the lover. The lover Pablo Neruda, or the persona lover Pablo Neruda, that much like he provides the elements, the poet Pablo Neruda, just to praise her beauty, where the greatness of the Pablo Neruda as a poet lies, which can overcome the jealousy factor of the lover at the same time.
You are great. Thank you. Now, love is so short. Forgetting is so long. Are you getting me? Love is so short. In this world, what is love compared to? Love is short. And what is so long? Forgetting. Forgetting the person who loved you.
Yes, the memory still be with.
Understood? It is quite impossible to what? Part with memories.
Yes,
To
part.
forget memories. To forget your past. The beauties of the sweet memories, isn't it? They
How much it remains?
some only.
Yes.
Because through the night like
By
this
the
one,
chocolates.
okay. Because through nights like this one, I held her in my arms. I have already repeated. Why? Why love is so short, forgetting her is so long. Because through nights like this one, I held her in my arms. My soul is not satisfied that it has lost her. My soul is not satisfied. Why is it not satisfied? Because it has lost her. My soul, you are right. Because the poet was fighting his two minds.
Yes.
One of a diplomat, another of a lover,
Love.
beloved. Or one of a poet, another of a
Lover.
lover. Though be the last pain, though these be the last pain, though it is the last pain, that she makes me suffer, and the pain makes me suffer, and these the last verses, that I write for her, and this is the last verse that I write for her. What is this? I cannot forget her. This is painful for me to forget her, and this is what I am writing in memory of my love for my beloved. Understood? Are you happy?